And welcome into the Friday edition. Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Robbie Stanley, Joe Rexrode, Ian Safar here with you on this Friday morning. Presented by Green Ventures Landscaping. Get thicker grass, better color, fewer bare spots with turf application. Visit greenventureslandscaping.com. Live from our Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios. Home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership where the buzz is always about great service. Joe Rexrode, happy Friday to you. How we doing? What's going on?
I'm having a great day, and it's because my computer works. So I thank Ian.
Well, certainly a lot more energy when I asked that question today, Ian, than Joe had yesterday when I asked that question. He's like, things are going great. What about you?
Yeah, yesterday was a little bit sluggish start. But hey, a little reboot,
demoralized.
A little restart of the computer, and we're back, baby.
That's all it took. Mood instantly shifted. Ian, how are you?
Oh, just fine, thanks. A little tired on this Friday, not gonna lie. A little bit of a, forgot my my food at home. Just one of those Fridays where it just feels like I feel like I'm forgetting something, and then I get here, I'm like, oh, there's my food at home, probably just sitting on the counter.
Yep. Doing you no good.
So, yeah, it's been a long week. So, looking forward to the weekend and everyone getting back to school. So, honestly, I was asking Robbie how much you watched the game last night. I did not watch a second, just some highlights. But looked like it was solid for a Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, I saw some. Carson Beck throwing the ball around. And then, Joe, a scene that, frankly, I've grown quite familiar with, and that is a LaFleur-led team blowing it in the last possible second. That happened again in the Hall of Fame game last night.
Is that right? I'm totally. I have no idea what happened. In this game.
It may be
a great score though.
Maybe the greatest Hall of Fame game ever. I mean, it's a walk-off win for Carolina. They scored a touchdown. The last play of the game. Haynes King running it in there.
Haynes King, baby.
I mean, Carson Beck looked good. I think he ended up like 15 of 19 for $188 and a touchdown for the Cards. So
96-yard drive. I just saw in the highlight there.
He's slinging around a little bit last night. So shout out to the Hall of Fame game. I'm not going to act like it held my attention for that long, but I did watch a little bit of Carson Beck.
That is one thing I like about preseason football is and again, this is where like Diego Pavia to me was like, okay, we'll have some fun watching Pavia. Apparently not, but like Haynes King, there's a guy we probably aren't going to see Haynes King do a ton in the NFL, but he was a hell of a fun QB, running QB in college in that Georgia Tech offense, and so that's cool that he gets a little run like that.
It was cool, and I'm hoping besides the Titans and the Packers, that's the last preseason football game that I watch any of, other than those two teams. That would be nice.
I don't think you'll have to hope. I think you can make it happen and will. I think
that
you will
be
make
exactly what happens. That will be the only thing. Jared in Spring Hill says Beck looked much better than Ward ever did last year. I know it doesn't mean anything because Ward is great no matter what, but Beck looked great in the Hall of Fame game.
We need a new category. I think Jared has graduated past what are you doings. I mean, I don't know. I need to come up with a new tier.
That next tier. You're really good at naming these things.
Yes, thank you. The tier of just utter hatred. I'll think about it. Give me a minute. I'll think about it.
Okay.
I think we need to create a new tier. If you're doing the Carson Beck played better than he ever has thing, right?
Carson Beck lit up the Hall of Fame game last night, boys. Oh yeah,
fun little
good to see though.
Fun little LaFleur pregame chat on the field too. That was that was pretty good. A little cringy, but some brothers getting in on it. It was pretty funny.
This is gonna be such a bad football season for me. It really is. I'm just not looking forward to it at all. Vols are gonna go like 7-5. Packers are going to go 8-9. I'm going to have to watch Matt LaFleur's. I'm going to stop talking about him before I start cussing on the air. I'm going to have to watch him all year long, Joe. It's going to really upset me.
Do you really think it's going to be that bad? I don't think it's going to.
Yes, I do. They're going to be without Micah Parsons for like 2 months. I do think it's going to be that bad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that does hurt.
It does, especially when you look at what's behind him. There's nothing. So, yes, it could be bad.
Outscore people, man. Outscore people.
What are the Titans calling this scrimmage tonight? Is it the blue and white scrimmage? Is that what it is?
I believe that's right.
Yes. Okay. Blue and white stadium scrimmage is on the little media pass here for Parker Kelly.
Well, People in the YouTube chat already talking about it. Jared in Spring Hill's going. George from Murfreesboro says he's going to the scrimmage tonight. So Titans fans looking forward to the blue and white scrimmage coming up tonight, Joe. Could be fun.
Did you just say Jared in Spring Hill's going?
He is. Somebody better.
Cam Ward doesn't have a restraining
Ward.
order. He doesn't have a restraining order. Jared, we may need to get in touch with the authorities. So just don't make your plans yet, okay?
Wait a minute, there's still an in-play quarterback out there. What's going on?
Yeah, it sounds like from what Sala was saying yesterday, like it won't be a punt fest like that one Vrabel one.
That's good.
One of the dumbest things I've ever seen. All these people in the stands like, what are we doing here? What's happening?
Yeah, Brett Kern's really drilling the ball out there tonight, or Stonehouse, or whoever the punter was at that point.
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. I don't know. I think it was still Kern. I don't know, but yeah, I think it was Kern still. But it sounds like they're trying to make it fun, and I think he said game. Like obviously, it's not it's not going to be like full pads stuff like that, but it seems like there'll be some fun stuff for the folks to watch.
Briefly, some good news yesterday on the injury front for the Titans, Joe. You looked out and you saw Dan Moore back out there. So Kuharski told us on Wednesday that he was hearing that, wasn't anything overly serious with Dan Moore. And then he ends up back on the practice field yesterday. So you're feeling pretty good about that. And then all of a sudden, Alec Manor is now dealing with a shoulder injury. John Franklin Myers dealing with a lower back injury. So we've reached the point in camp where you're starting to pay attention to the injury report, which is never good if you're the Tennessee Titans, Joe.
Yeah. So the Manor thing, and again, I saw a downplaying this thing. This is one of those things where we don't know. You learn about a coach and how he talks about injuries, right?
Yeah.
With stuff like this, because he definitely kind of blew them off. Vrabel was always he would just be non-committal. Even if something wasn't a big deal, Vrabel would not say it, which is so infuriating. The more you think about it, it's like, God, why were you such a jerk so often? But he like even if something
preoccupied his whole with other stuff,
Well, that there is that. But his whole thing is like, I'm not giving you guys anything, basically, and I'm like, he was as a player mindset, like, I don't want you guys talking about my injury. I don't want expectations publicly about the injury. Like, oh, it's no big deal. And then I come back a couple days later and people are mad at me. But it's like, okay, fine. Like coaches with common sense will just be like, if it's no big deal, tell us it's no big deal. And people stop poking around at it. You know what I mean? And then some say it, and then some will say that, and then it's like 4 weeks later, it's like, where's this dude? So it'll be interesting. But if Sala is being straight up on this stuff, then it's not a big deal. Obviously, one of them, Winston with the big pop and a great play to make the hit. You just don't like hearing about a big dude with again, lower back injury. It just doesn't, it just doesn't sound good. But again, Sala downplayed it.
He did. So, hey, look, John Franklin Myers is not necessarily somebody that I'm all that concerned about missing training camp time, if that's what it ends up being, and that's all it ends up being. But to your point, anytime you start talking about a back issue, it's like, oh boy, that's just not
Sciatica.
Not what you want to hear when it comes to anybody dealing with a back issue in camp.
Yeah, and especially,
of course, I say that, Joe, and everybody was concerned about Matt Stafford's back last year, and he won league MVP. So there's that.
That is a good point. A year ago, we were wondering if we were going to see him, play any significant football again. And yes, actually. So, it's big guys and lower back. And again, if it's just like a muscle issue, great, whatever. But whenever you hear back, obviously, if it's something beyond that, that can be a real problem.
I can't even think about back injuries anymore without just the Sciatica clip immediately coming to mind and thinking of Caleb Farley. It's the first things I think of every time.
Yeah.
How much you occupy my headspace.
Well, I mean, when someone says something that dumb, it's stick in your brain.
Sciatica. Sciatica? Okay.
I know that's the thing. Is like, new listeners may not.
I know we got to recycle.
I don't want to replay it for them, but like, you probably need to tell people, every once in a while what we're talking about. But yes, Caleb Farley, that that guy had back injuries.
Yeah.
Like, that was a serious back injury.
Joey Slide did his best military impression yesterday. Left, right, left, and just good stuff out there for Joey Slide. That's all Spurrier classic that he used to throw out there.
I don't. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's not great. Three misses. One day at camp. Camp is camp. 3 misses in one day for a kicker. I mean, unless they were, I haven't seen the distances. Unless they were like 60 plus, it's like, I don't know what's going on there.
You don't love to see it, and also like, I'm going to assume that they were not all from 60. But he's supposed to have a big leg, right? Like make one of them. Don't miss 3 with no pressure at all in camp.
Yeah, like he will make some super long kicks this year. You can't be missing the 39-yarder, the 42-yarder,
Not what you want to see.
That's an important kick. So I guess we're just finding reasons to be worried.
If you're looking for some good news, Jim DK, good day yesterday. Led everybody with 3 catches, had a touchdown pass. So, we mentioned Io Manor and the injury that he had, but also the hot start to camp. And one of Kuharski's points on Wednesday was, well, maybe, Chim starts to turn it on. What's it going to mean then? Well, he started turning on yesterday, Joe. Good day from Jim DK yesterday.
Well, according to Kuharski, I haven't read this piece, which is a bad idea, but according to Kuharski, it means nothing because the Titans' DNA is they can never have receiver depth. So makes sense. Professor K.
That's good. Another take from Titans practice yesterday that I think Titans fans will like. We will get into that coming up next. Take your thoughts at 615-737-1025. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game. Welcome back in, Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Taking your thoughts on the Titans at 615-737-1025. Joe, disappointing news. My military left, right, left designation that I gave Joey Sly for the 3 missed field goals, it doesn't hold up. He missed all 3 to the right. So you can't just march directly to the right all the time. So
yeah, it's still. I think the phrasing still. I think it works, and for any kind of field goal kicker has a bad day.
I agree.
You
I
know,
mean, that's
which
one of
would we
Spurrier's
go
best
with?
ones.
Yeah, which would we prefer? Missing left, right, or all from the same direction?
Probably all from the same direction because it probably means it's easier to correct. But if you're just like, if you're blowing it all over the place out there, that probably is not good. That's just my
probably
initial
fair.
reaction.
It's like a driver,
Yeah.
right? Off the driver.
Yeah, you can fix that swing a little bit, correct?
If you're just swing, just slicing to the right a little, maybe you just tweak a little something, and it's fixed, as opposed to all over the
On one hole you're missing left, next hole you're missing right. You know how to dial it in there. Let's see how much more golf talk we can do before Rexrode leaves the show.
I prefer making golf euphemisms with football than actually watching golf. So
Tally ho!
there we go. I'm good. Real quick, a couple possibilities. Psych ward, which I will give credit there for bringing that up to Brett in Lebanon.
I like that.
Psych ward. Also, I thought of what about ward out of my mind?
Now,
I was thinking something.
we got to work on that one.
Yeah, something apocalyptic. Something apocalyptic, next level.
Yeah.
Apocalyptic. Okay.
Yeah, something like that came to mind. That doesn't really fit right now, but can work on it.
I like psych ward. That's good.
Yeah. Yep. You're in the psych ward. The ward of your doings are not nearly negative enough.
Before we get to the Cam Ward part of this, which is what I kind of want to focus in on here, I do want to read this sentence that Jimmy Wyatt put on TennesseeTitans.com, where I'm just, I'm left kind of feeling for a certain member of the Titans. It says, behind Ward, quarterback Mitch Trubisky went 4 of 7 with touchdown toss to DK. Quarterback Will Levis went 5 of 10 with a touchdown toss to receiver Mason Kenzie, who did a nifty little celebration, and another TD toss to receiver Joel Wilson. Hendon Hooker did not throw a pass in team periods. Way to go, Hendon. Good job, buddy. Not one pass.
Yeah, well, even like the other day when Dable was talking about the quarterbacks, he was like, well, we've got to make sure we get Mitch some work. We got to make sure we get Will some work. And anyway, so he just, what about Hendon? No work for Hendon?
So Hendon's going to be like quality control coach on the Vols staff in like November, isn't he?
I mean, it's possible. Gosh, it's still hard for me to believe that Hendon Hooker wouldn't have a place on someone's practice squad, right?
Yeah, I think we're trending that way.
Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe not. Which again, I don't know. I understand the whole. Obviously, you go back to like stuff I thought and other people thought. Coming out of the draft, watch him play his last year at Tennessee. Like I mean, that did happen. Those throws happened. Those plays happened. But to think that that guy would be in this situation is hard to believe. But again, we're talking about Diego Pavia, different situation because of his size and everything, right? I mean that one was a long shot all along, but I still would guess he'd be in a camp right now. Maybe we are just big time homers, or maybe just me, big time homers.
WHMR. Jimmy Wyatt also said this, quote, I thought it was one of Cam Ward's best days of camp. Completed 8 of 11 passes in the session. And I mentioned previously how he heated up in the red zone period. Ward made plays with his arms and his legs, looked poised, even when he was barking at linebacker Cody Barton after a play late in practice. Apparently another good day for Cam Ward. So stacking a couple of days, Joe, after a couple interceptions a few days ago that we talked about, it seems like Cam Ward has responded well, which was basically the challenge I issued the other day. So good to see Cam Ward doing that a couple days after throwing a couple picks.
Clearly a Robby and Rexrode listener. So
clearly.
You're welcome.
It's like the time I ran for like 10 minutes on Austin Hooper. And then Austin Hooper had like the game of his life for the Titans like the next week. Like, oh, look at you. Way to go.
That's right. He did. What was the rant? Just that
I don't know. That he was terrible. Like I think I went on a rant about him and Princeton Fant. Like I was just mad at tight ends one day, and then Princeton Fant scored like 3 touchdowns the next week too. I was like, huh, okay, well, I'm just going to shut up now.
I totally blocked Austin Hooper out of my mind. Huh.
A lot of former Titans were talking about the last couple days on the show. A lot of Vic Beasley pull. Now Austin Hooper. See what else comes up today.
Adam Humphries, I think, was talked about this week.
Discussed.
Well, Dylan in Antioch said, in retrospect, the Caleb Farley pick looks dumber and dumber. So we've talked about him today. And yes, it was a bad pick. I think it was TD. I think TD at the time when we were talking about the pick, obviously it was like, well, look, the medical folks signed off, and then there was like, I think it was one of the Sando pieces. There were some people like, oh my God, we would never get near that guy, which turned out to be, that team turned out to be smart. But I remember TD was like, the thing is, obviously the film of this guy is incredible and all that, but like, if you have back injuries, like you're like, how much of that do you lose?
Yeah. It's a good question. Good.
And it's like, well, actually, the answer is like most
all
of it. Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah. So, whew, man,
that was a
tough one.
Pretty good day for the offense in general yesterday, particularly in the red zone period that they went through. Ward, I think, ran in a touchdown. He threw a couple other ones. Apparently, to the point where Jeffrey Simmons was so mad at the defense that he basically started yelling at everybody out there. Jim Wyatt said, quote, "I cannot list those words in this space. I'll just say Simmons was ticked off." So Jeffrey Simmons did not like the defense being exposed the way it was in the red zone period yesterday, which frankly is, if you're a Titans fan, I think you kind of like hearing that, because it's like, yeah, I'll take more good news from the offense in camp, and we'll worry about the defense when the season gets here.
Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes coaches, they'll tilt things if one side of the ball is just clearly like better than the other side and could probably dominate them every day. I mean, like they do push-ups. He's a push-up guy. So, if the defense won every day, I guess maybe you'd have a way stronger offense at the end of camp. I don't know. You may have a worn out offense. So you always are wary of that, sometimes when it's like the defense, offense stuff and back and forth. But it sounds like this was just the defense kind of getting its butt kicked for a while, which is, you want to hear that. You want to hear that some. There's always a bad to go with any good and intra-squad stuff in camp. But I just think that when it comes down to it, this defense is going to be a lot better relative to the league than the offense is.
Well, I think both from a coaching staff perspective, as a fan perspective, kind of if you're paying attention to the day-to-day of training camp, I think what you really want to see throughout the entirety of camp is it go back and forth, right? Like, I don't think you want to see like your defense just dominate your offense all camp long, or your offense just dominate your defense all camp long. Like, you want to see a little bit of give and take, right? So, on a day where the offense got the better hand of the defense, I think you like that. Like, there's going to come a point, and there already has been points where the defense has gotten better of the offense. I think, like, as a fan, I like seeing that more than like one side just totally dominating the whole time. Because after a certain point, you're like, well, good grief. Let's say the defense is just dominating the offense all the time. It's like, does that mean that this defense is like the 85 Bears, or does our offense suck this bad?
Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly. Like, I don't remember, since we're doing throwbacks, since camp is already boring. I don't remember, like, 2020, like, did the Titans offense just shred the defense every day? I don't remember it that way.
I don't know. Their best player was in the sand pit, so I don't know.
That's true. But they still had, I mean, I'll tell you that in practice, boy, Julio could cook people. He was out there cooking people. I mean, they had, that was a top 3, I would say, overall offense in the NFL and a bottom 3 defense.
Well, that was the year before Julio got there, wasn't it?
Oh, you're right. That's right. They still had so they had AJ, Corey Davis, Jonnu Smith, and whoever at running back. And
my guess is the offense probably had some pretty good days in camp that year.
Yeah, but like, I don't remember it being something like, oh my God, obviously there was all that. That whole camp was like, you guys are signing Jadeveon, right? Like, that was the camp that John Robinson came on our station, and I asked him about Cladavian Jowney.
Great player.
Let's say, John, let me just throw out like a hypothetical player. Let's name him Cladavian Jowney, okay? And then they signed him, and
he never came on program again.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think he came on again. He had fun with that, but he didn't have fun with what the actual Jadeveon Clowney did.
I was
That's
stunned the other
amazing.
day when Clowney ended up back in Houston the other day. I was like, isn't this like way early in camp for you to be signing somewhere? You usually do this, September the 1st.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's way too early for him. This is some weird stuff going on. Brett coming with it's the end of the ward as we know it. Okay, if you want apocalyptic, Ian, it's
I like
the
that.
end of the ward as we know it. But again, this is a group of people. It's the end of the ward as we know it.
We need to workshop some of these.
We're getting there.
Psych ward's good. I feel like it's got to be concise. Got to be concise.
Psych ward could work both ways, though.
I agree.
Super high or super low, right?
It could. It's kind of a multi-use tool.
Yeah, because I feel like you're super psyched about Ward. Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. The people that are way too overboard, like he can do no wrong or he can do no right, are psych wards.
I think my favorite is still a tie between What Are You Doing and Cambivalent. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the Cam Deuce. Let's not forget them.
It's not bad either. 615-737-1025 is our phone number. 615-737-1025. More of your thoughts to get to on the Titans. Plus, we'll get into another development on the Titans front yesterday that Joe wants to yell about. We'll do that. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game. Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Taking your thoughts at 615-737-1025. Keep up with Titans training camp with 102.5 The Game for the latest updates, player interviews, and more as you get prepped for the upcoming Titan season. Coverage of Titans training camp presented by Tennessee Brew Works, Parman Energy, and the Music City kickoff game. Taking your thoughts at 615-737-1025. Ron says, lights, Cameron, action. What do we think of that? Lights.
That's pretty bad, Ron.
Action.
Not gonna lie, Ron. That's pretty freaking bad. I wouldn't even have read that, but Robby,
I think it was worth reading. I do.
Mike, I can get behind Ward. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. This is my fault.
Dylan Antioch says they think Cam can walk on water, turn water into wine.
Okay. Well, that's
Warsh.
Warsh.
The Pennsylvania / Maryland way of saying wash. Yes. Southern Pennsylvania.
Playing in Washington this weekend. Really?
Oh, good God. I can't say what Logan just said.
No, you cannot.
Stop it.
That's what happens when Rexrode starts spouting stuff off. Just the text line pops off, which I love. It's good stuff.
We cannot. Let's not use the last name Ward and try to involve warts. Okay.
Yeah, let's try not to. One texter says when he tucks the football and runs, I call him a dash cam. That's pretty good. I like that.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Great. Like we're totally not doing what we're talking about.
Yes. Don't run as much, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Protect that shoulder.
I don't know if dash is I don't know if dash is exactly how I would describe it.
Dustin from Hopkinsville says the warden. See, that's the other thing that could be used good. I mean, I kind of feel like that's like if he's really good, you could call him the warden.
I mean, George from Murfreesboro on the YouTube chat says scam ward. So I guess
not much faith.
Yeah, I guess that would be. But again, we're trying to name the people and how they feel.
I mean, right now we're like specifically trying to name Jared from Spring Hill because he absolutely hates Cam Ward.
Yeah, and people, I'm sure there's some others like I just haven't. I mean, in terms of people who interact with us, I don't. You tell me. I don't think I've seen someone who's just consistently like he doesn't like him, doesn't like his personality, everything about him that he says and does is bad. I mean, are there other people like that? I mean,
I'm sure there are
some, but they get their own tier. So.
I think if you broke it down by percentage, most are ambivalent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where you should be.
Like Jess, you forgot your ambivalent. Yeah, you're ambivalent, which is exactly what you should be. And yeah, I bet you that's 80+% of the. I mean, I don't know. There's probably more Cam dudes than I'm giving credit for because people want to believe, right? And of course they do. People want to believe, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it's probably about 35% Cam dudes, 50% ambivalence, and look at me do math.
15 more.
14%. What are you doings? And then like you have the 1% of like psych ward or whatever you're gonna do with that. Yeah,
it's good.
That's my guess.
Kuharski pointed out Delaney Walker at practice yesterday, and he will be joining the Titans radio cast of alumni sideline reporters, which I believe includes Mark Mariani, Ben Jones, Brad Hopkins, and Kevin Dyson. You can now add Delaney Walker to the list. Joe, your thoughts on Delaney Walker joining the Titans radio sideline reporter squad? That's going to be pretty deep heading into this year.
Well, I really like Delaney Walker. I liked covering him. He was a straight up guy, and he was always, he was a great player, and I really like Delaney. I have no problem with any of those people. I have a problem with let's do duck, duck, goose for sideline reporting. I mean, like sideline reporting is important. I think it's the good sideline reporters that they at times they really they have access that no one else has. And there are times if you're watching a game or you're listening to a game where they become essential. and typically injury related, but sometimes there's a blow up on the sideline or whatever. The things happen down there no one else can get to. It's a really important job. So I'm already not a huge fan of just give it to whatever of our former player we love and go ahead. I actually would prefer someone who has worked at it as a professional, has some media training. But okay, some of those folks who are former, like I'm way more cool with a former player being, like the color analyst, because they played the game and now they're breaking the game down for you, hopefully. That is where the former player belongs. The sideline reporter, to me, should be a reporter who does the job because it's actually important. So not only are they doing let's just throw a former player, let's just throw all of them down there. And, it's your turn this week. I mean, it's a really bad idea. It's just a really bad idea. I've never seen anything like this. And is it the end of the world? No, but there's going to be weeks, and I have no idea who. But I guarantee a couple of these guys are going to stink at this. Again, I just said Delanie Walker, great guy, great player. I don't know if Delanie Walker is going to be a good sideline reporter. I don't know, man.
I need you to rank them 1 through 5. How do you think that's going to go?
I have no idea. I've heard Brad Hopkins on the air. He's good. So. But again, that's broadcasting. It's still a difference, doing the sideline reporting. The best sideline reporter I know ever is Lisa Byington, friend of the show. Now she's long since left sideline reporting. She does play-by-play now. She, in a course of a game, and did it a lot for Big Ten Network, she would, first of all, hit everything that was newsy and get it to you right away. And also she would, just always do interesting stuff too. She was a reporter mindset. She had her eyes open. What's going on down here? What do I need to tell people? We don't need the sideline reporter to break down the X's and O's. We already have a color analyst doing that, right?
That is correct.
So I'm probably spending too much time on this, but it is very weird to do it this way. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well in terms of if you actually value sideline reporting, which is important. So I guess I've complained enough.
I used to enjoy watching Craig Sager do the sideline reporting, mainly because of what he was wearing and the reaction that would elicit from whoever he was interviewing. It was good stuff.
That was good stuff. But he was good too.
He was, yeah.
He was a good sideline reporter. He got it's not an easy job at all. I've never tried it. Can't be an easy job. It's important, man. So. Hey, whatever. Can we get Marcus in here? Marcus, why don't you retire and come be a sideline reporter too? Derrick Henry.
Marcus still playing, man.
Yeah.
Marcus you retire play for another 4 or 5 years.
Who else can we get? Can we get some whenever Mason Kinsey finally hangs up his Hall of Fame practice squad career? Can we have him be a sideline reporter? I'd be awesome.
It would be.
Can Vic Beasley come back? Maybe Vic Beasley can actually endear himself to Titans fans by being a great sideline reporter. Let's do a different one every week.
Is this
who's your secret mystery sideline reporter of the week?
Is this the year where Mason Kinsey is no longer with the Titans? He's not on the practice squad or the active roster. He's definitely not going to be in the active roster, but is he? Is this the year that he's not on the practice squad either?
He's out there. He's out there scoring touchdowns, man. He's out there scoring touchdowns. I don't know. That's a good question. So Ron says, Joe, if Tony Siragusa could do it, anybody can. Tony Siragusa, first of all, he was very entertaining, right? He was funny. He was good at it. He had a feel for, here's something interesting. One of these or more than one of these guys may be awesome at it. So then give them the job.
Yeah, exactly. Well, to your point, I've never seen 75 different sideline reporters in the course of one season. It's all right, you guys going to pick one at some point? I get it.
I guess if it's sort of like this extended public tryout, I'd be more open to it. Okay, then someone's really good. It's the rest of you guys, thanks. We'll see you at the reunion buffet luncheon, and now you're our sideline reporter. But it doesn't look like it's going to be like that.
I need one game. Since we're doing 5 different ones for the home games this year anyway, can we just do Amy Adams Strunk for one game? Just do the one game as Amy Adams Strunk as a sideline reporter. Be awesome,
dude. I I would absolutely tune into every second of that broadcast. I'll tell you that much.
I would not watch the TV broadcast at all. I mean, I'd watch it. I'd have it on mute.
I would let her create the picture for me. 100%.
Yep. JC Latham has hurt his collarbone. He'll be out 6 plays. Be back here in a minute.
Oh, good Lord. This sounds amazing.
Someone's asking in the injury tent. He just has to go potty real quick. He'll be back.
Potty. This sounds amazing. By the way, someone's asking who's the most disliked Titan of all time. Probably Pac-Man?
Yeah, probably
like Pac-Man. Disliked by Titans fans?
Yeah, disliked by who, I guess is what I would say.
That's probably if it's disliked by Titans fans. I don't know. I mean, Pac-Man comes to mind, but I don't know if that's true.
I mean, he comes to mind, but he also like Pac-Man. You know, every now and then would break off like just an unbelievable punt return, and it's like, good grief, look at this guy.
It was still fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he did some stuff for the team. Could be like whoever your main busts are. You know, you can go with Isaiah Wilson or some of those guys if you want. But I don't know. It's a good question.
615.
Well, let's figure it out and let's put him on the sideline.
Let's do it. 615-737-1025. Lots of news around the National Football League that we'll get into coming up next. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at 1025 The Game for live shows and exclusive content. Our award-winning YouTube chat as well. The award is given by me and Joe, but we will one day win an award for our YouTube chat. Taking your thoughts.
We're award-winning and losing. We just hand it back and forth to each other.
That's right. That's right. 615-737-1025. Joe, some news and notes in the NFL. Bijan Robinson was the highest paid running back in the history of the National Football League for like 2 days. And then Jahmyr Gibbs overtook him yesterday, a 3-year, $67.5 million deal that could be worth up to $75.75 million, 51.5 guaranteed for Jahmyr Gibbs. So, Joe, it kind of felt like once Bijan Robinson got his deal in place, that it would not take long for Jahmyr Gibbs to land a deal in Detroit, and that's what we saw yesterday. So I guess the hold-in is over, and Jahmyr Gibbs is now the highest-paid running back in NFL history, Joe.
Yeah, he actually did some stuff on the field before, or at least before this was announced, but he must have known this was, was coming. But so you get, I mean, this one's great. You get, I guess that's 750,000 more overall. The max amount is 750,000 more, and the guaranteed amount is $500,000 more. So it's basically like, give me $1 more than he got, and I will sign.
Well, they've listed out like the AAVs. So like his AAV is 22.5. Bijan Robinson's 22.25, and then Jonathan Taylor signed his yesterday. It's 22 on the dot. So they're all like right there together.
Yeah. I will say, first of all, I love seeing, running backs get paid. It is great to see. I mean, it's great to see great players get paid. Like, yes, you can get a running back in the fourth round. You can go ahead and get yourself a Jahmyr Gibbs in the fourth round. Go get yourself Bijan Robinson anywhere in the draft. Yes, you can get a running back who can produce, who can play, who can be part of your team. You don't have to spend a lot of capital. Great players at that position are still great players and still mean a lot. And the Lions are, to me, the Lions are probably a sub 500 team if they don't have him, right? And the Falcons, they may be anyway, but it's also strikes me, Robby, like those dudes are, to me, I think probably right now, your best two, let's see what Saquon looks like. Let's see if McCaffrey can stay healthy. But I think you'd probably put those pretty close. You could make a case those are your top two backs, right?
Sure. Are we disrespecting Derrick Henry?
Well, at this very moment, I think I'd have him and maybe I am disrespecting him because of his age a little bit, but he's right there too. But Jonathan Taylor, to me, he's a cut below those guys because of his age and because of the injuries. Like if you have had injuries that have kept you out, and he's not old, but he's up there a little bit. It's kind of really they should probably be clearing Jonathan Taylor by more than like a couple bucks.
Yeah, I guess look. I understand. I knew that Jahmyr Gibbs was insanely productive. I guess I was unaware that through the first 3 years of his career, he's got more touchdowns than anybody ever. Like he's 49 touchdowns, which is 2 more than Barry Sanders. Like he tops the list. It's the 49 touchdowns, the most in NFL history for a player through his first 3 seasons. It's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It is crazy. Yeah,
and he split carries for like half of it.
He split carries. Now that was he's also been on loaded offenses. Last year not as good, but yeah, his first 2 years, that offense was unbelievable, right? So that they scored a lot of touchdowns in general. Barry Sanders. It is as he goes. It's not just because I hate the Lions now, but as he goes, I really hope people don't try to make these Barry Sanders comparisons. I get it. He, both playing for the Lions. He is not in Barry Sanders' league. Okay, he's great player, but he is not in Barry Sanders' league.
More touchdowns for the first 3 years.
Yeah, that is true. He does have that stat. No, I didn't know that. That is a crazy stat.
They also play more games now than they used to, but there is that.
They do. But 16 1/3 touchdowns a year. My goodness.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Apparently down in Tampa, so there's all this rumbling about obviously Baker Mayfield and his contract situation. But over the last week or two, the Vita Vea situation of whether or not he's going to be traded. Well, Jason Light said, "quote I have no plans on trading Vita. Doesn't see it ending in anything, but after his agent earlier in the week said, quote I don't see it ending in anything other than a trade." Apparently, Jason Light of the Tampa Bay Bucks does not feel that way and has no plans to trade Vita Vea at this stage.
Yeah. Well, look, where they are, first of all, everybody in that division should probably feel like they can win it.
Yes.
And where they are, especially like who knows with Baker, I mean, maybe they'll tag him, but obviously that's not a great situation. And Jason Light was kind of blew that off too. But it wouldn't make sense to trade him, right? Now he's going to be potentially your best player on D, and what you just said was a franchise quarterback are both like pissed off this year playing for you. But I mean, that's the business of the NFL. If you want to compete, without knowing the return, unless you're really doing a player for player situation, which, doesn't happen too often, you're weakening yourself this year when it's like you're kind of built to win your division this year.
Yeah. I mean, that division, I mean, literally. So if you're the Saints, I mentioned the other day, people are kind of high on the Saints based on what they saw from Tyler Shuck last year and the coaching staff and all those things. You got the Panthers. You saw Bryce Young take a step, and he's got to get a contract figured out. So it's a big year for him. You got the Tampa stuff going on, and there's the Falcons. I mean, look, the Falcons. You got a new coaching staff with Stefanski. I do not love their quarterback situation with Tua and/or Michael Penix, but I mean, look at the weapons the Falcons have. I mean, they've got Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, superstar offensive line coach Bill Callahan. I mean, there's a lot to feel good about down there if you're an Atlanta fan.
Yeah, if they could just take those two quarterbacks and just combine the best traits, you definitely got a lefty. I mean, I guess that's at least in practice. There's no like, oh no, the ball's spinning the other way now.
Most important right tackle in the league.
What's that?
You got to have the most important right tackle in the league.
Oh,
you got
that's
lefty
right.
quarterback.
That's right. That's
Protect
right.
the blind side.
Yeah. I mean, if you could either combine those two guys into one player, or you get lucky with one of them not being hurt, you might have something. But yeah, it might be a squandering of, like you said, really good skill because of the kind of important position of quarterback.
I mean, at some point, somebody's going to win that division with an 11-6 record or something, right? 12-5, rather than like 8-1.
I mean, maybe, but if the Saints are as good as some people, as you said, think they are, maybe they're that team. But I'm going to go ahead and put the over under in the division winner at 8.5, and see how it goes. Lance says Earl Campbell's 2 to 3 year run, nobody better, not even close. Earl Campbell's one of the all-time greats. I mean, no one is disputing that. I don't know about.
I always love the not even close that everybody puts on stuff.
The not even close. There's a lot of close, a lot of great players on that list, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at the 2 to 3 years you're talking about. I mean, I think he had about a 5-year run where he was as good as anyone in the league.
615-737-1025 is our phone number. 615-737-1025. We will switch gears, get into some college football coming next, including, boy, did an athletic director just come out firing yesterday. We'll get into that. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game. Hour number 2, Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Robbie Stanley, Joe Rexrode, Ian Safar here with you on this Friday morning. Presented by Green Ventures Landscaping, outdoor patios, landscaping design, lawn maintenance, and more. Check them out at greenventureslandscaping.com. Live from our Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios. Home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. We will have Turron Davenport for his weekly visit coming up at 8 o'clock. We will get into all things Tennessee Titans with him. Jeff Fisher will be with us later in the show at 8:30. A championship game coming up tomorrow for the Nashville Kats. We'll talk about that with Coach Fisher coming up at 8:30 on the program here today. Taking your thoughts in the meantime, 615-737-1025. Joe, the world of college football can be very entertaining at times. We know this, college athletics in general. And we saw some of that yesterday with Purdue and their new athletic director, Tommy McClellan, which people may or may not be familiar with around here. But boy, did he have just an absolute doozy of a press conference yesterday that generated a ton of reaction, taking a shot at his in-state rival. Here is what Purdue's new AD, Tommy McClellan, had to say yesterday.
Every recruit, every current student athlete will hear this message repeatedly. We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win championships, go to Indiana.
Woo! Joe, that obviously generated a lot of reaction given the fact that, Indiana just won a national championship in football. Joe, your thoughts on Tommy McClellan coming out swinging yesterday?
It doesn't mean they'll ever win another one, right? He's talking about the future. Man, he got absolutely
Roasted.
annihilated. He got roasted. And we did something athletic. I reached out to him and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna I'll leave it alone. But I mean, he was like house shopping with his family. I'm like, okay, that's cool. No, he was very good here. He was at Rice. I think from here he went to maybe Louisiana, then Rice, I believe. But he's good. I think he's going to get a chance to be a good AD for Purdue.
Former Vanderbilt deputy AD, by the way.
Yes. Yep. He was here under Candace here for a few years. And a lot of people really respect the guy a lot. And I think he's got a chance to be good. And I tell you what, does he invite all of the ripping on him that he has been getting? Yes. And by the way, so did Curt Cignetti. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work out the same way for Tommy McClellan. It's a little different too. When you're the AD, you're counting on these coaches to, right? I mean, it's like Barry Odom's like, hey, thanks, Tommy. Can't wait to go visit Bloomington this year with my Boilers, and I'm sure Cignetti will have mercy on us. Yeah. So it's a little different, but it is hilarious to me, like the reaction to people, especially invoking Cignetti, like he's gonna kill you. It's like, you do remember that you and us, when he was like, Michigan, Ohio State suck too. It's like, oh really? Well, you're about to lose 100-0. Well, guess who's the defending national champion? It's the Indiana Hoosiers. I'm just saying, it is funny that basically this is kind of pulling a Cignetti, and it's getting the exact same reaction. Not that I would expect everybody to say, oh yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
It is a little bit different, though, just because, look, when Cignetti said all that stuff at Indiana, I mean, it was laughable from the standpoint of, oh, yeah, Indiana football, you're about to go show those guys. There was there's no proof of concept of anything, obviously. But you are, in this instance, talking about, if you don't want to win championships, head on over to Indiana, where, they just won a freaking championship. It does make him sound like kind of a bozo.
Never again. So like I said, we were doing something here. Let me see if I can find this. We were reaching out to people and stuff just to have fun with it. So this dude, Galen Clavio, he's like a sports media professor. He's the director of the journalism center in Indiana. He helped me a few months ago, find some fans, for a story about, when they were around the national championship. So here's the quote he gave me. Quote, famously, Curt Cignetti said, I win, Google me. It turns out Tommy McClellan may need to try using Google. He might find out that Indiana has won 26 team championships and Purdue has won 3. Indiana has as many national championships in men's cross country as Purdue has across their entire athletic department's history, end quote. I'm like, damn, that's a good quote. Thanks. We'll throw that in there. Yeah. Look, you know what? He's getting hammered for it, and that's fine. I like it. Okay.
Listen, I think you can
on the record as I like it.
I think you could take the quote if you really want to listen to it and dig into it. Like, Ian, can we play that again? Let's play it again here. And because I will admit, Joe, when I first heard this yesterday, after I got over, did he really just say that? I mean, I do think there's another way you can take this quote. Let's play it again.
Every recruit, every current student athlete will hear this message repeatedly. We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win championships, go to Indiana.
I mean, I think you could take that, Joe, as, hey, we're very interested in people who want to win championships, and if you're not interested in that, please go play for Indiana so we can play against you. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily mean if you don't want to win championships, go to that crap school Indiana over there because they suck. You know,
that could be like if you don't have the right stuff, we'd like
go to
you
Indiana.
To go to our rival.
We'd like you to go to our rival.
Sure, yeah. I like that.
I'm bending time and space too much to not make him look like as much of a bozo as he looks like right now.
Well, listen, I don't know how many people in the past, nationally could have named Purdue's athletic director.
No,
but not many. So, like, does it actually help you to have your, because people know Tommy McClellan now. People are talking about Purdue and Purdue's athletic director now. Like I can't ever recall now. Of course, if it doesn't go well, and again, it's not going to go well in football this year. Good Lord. Again, Barry Odom's like, oh my God, what have you done? But every time it does, if it doesn't go well, or every time something happens, it'll all come back on him. So, this is one of those things, like, if you're going to do this, definitely just either get rid of social media or just don't even barely look at it. Use it when you need to use it, and other than that, just make the comments private, whatever people do.
Oh, you got all the way until rivalry week to figure it out. November 28th is when you play Indiana.
I think I saw the score. I haven't added up. I think it's like the last 2 years, like Indiana 126, Purdue 3. I think something like that.
Correct. Is that real?
So yeah. Now Purdue is superior in the sport that both those schools care most about, right? I mean, they are. It's a better program. So there is that. But yeah, I mean, I guess he didn't actually say like what sport he was talking about, right?
That's true.
He's like, well, you guys should have known I was saying anything but football here. Okay.
I'm reading a story from ESPN.com. It says, Purdue hasn't won an NCAA national championship in any sport since the women's golf team in 2010. It remains the school's only national championship this millennium.
Well, again, this guy is coming in to change things. Okay. We're talking about what's going to happen.
Listen,
baby. We're talking boiler up. It's boiler up time. We're talking about what's going to happen in the future.
I mean, look, I was around a lot of Purdue fans at the Music City Bowl in Heupel's first year when Tennessee played against them in the Music City Bowl. Fine people for the most part. Interested to see. I mean, they do have a very passionate fan base here. Look, does it make him look like a bozo when he says that? Yes. I like this though, Joe. I think we need more trash talk in college football. I think it's become a lost art, and I keep bringing up college football, college athletics. It's become a lost art in today's modern era, and I think we need more of it.
We don't have enough. I mean, who do we have? We've got. I mean, like Lane will say his stuff, but also he's just so icky, and it's just like I don't, like get out of here. Signetti's great.
Yeah.
So again, whatever you think, we got some YouTube chat going on with people throwing some hate at Indiana, and that's when you win like this and you act like Signetti does, people will hate you. But he's great. Like the absolute eviscerating he did to the SEC last week was perfect. It's exactly what someone needed to say, and he will talk a little trash. I mean, who else is there? I swear it used to be, again, we used to have Spurrier. We used to have like Spurrier and Bowden kind of jousting back and forth. And it just feels like it used to be a lot more. And I know we're getting into, in my day and back in the olden days, but like, yeah, people weren't so afraid to just come out there and put themselves out there. It is like, it's a totally different experience before social media and after social media.
Yeah.
You can close everything off and just say, ha, suckers, and just, go home and watch TV and now like people can get on your phone, like, termites, when you do something like this. So that's got to be part of it, but I wish we had more of it.
Caleb says that is an all-timer, man. Holy cow. Yep. A lot of reaction to that one yesterday. 615-737-1025 is our phone number. More thoughts on college football coming up next. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game. Hey, Robbie Stanley here. The NFL preseason officially getting underway last night, and that can only mean one thing. Fantasy football right around the corner, and Twin Peaks, the spot to be for your fantasy football draft party. 29-degree draft beers, bites for the whole team, a $50 bonus card for the commish, and an additional $5 bonus card for every drafter as well. You can't beat it. Call to book your draft party at the Twin Peaks Madison location today. Visit twinpeaksrestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more information. That's twinpeaksrestaurant.com/fantasy draft for more information. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game. Taking your thoughts at 615-737-1025. The Purdue athletic director, Tommy McClellan, a lot of thoughts on the text line about that. Keith says, does he know that Final Fours don't count as championships? Maybe he's talking about like conference championships or champions of life, something like that. I've only heard the champions of life a few times.
Well, again,
Butch being most notable.
I mean, again, he did not say in the history of athletics, we have more championships than them. He's saying that moving forward, it's going to be, there's a new sheriff in town. It's going to be different. So I get it. Like he is talking about the reigning national champion is his rival. So that part of it is like, that's an obvious, hey, Tommy, just so you know, but he's not talking. He's not he wasn't saying that he counted everything up and he has different math than everybody else. I don't think, unless I missed that part.
He should have just like challenged Signetti to an arm wrestling match or something. You just double down while you're up there. I was looking on ESPN.com. They've actually ranked yesterday like the top 10 supervillains in the history of college football. You'll be stunned to know Spurrier's number 1, which adds up. Spurrier 1,
yeah.
Kiffin at 2.
Yeah, he's Kiffin 2. Yeah, very different. Everybody loves Spurrier now. No, they didn't. I didn't. I mean, I didn't love Spurrier at the time. I wanted him to lose. I wanted Bobby Bowden to beat him. I wanted Philip Fulmer to beat him. But I don't think that now, like, we all like miss him and love him and like say something funny, man. I don't think it'll be the same with Lane. I think Lane is a better like actual villain.
I'll read you the top 5 here. Spurrier's at number 1, Kiffin's at 2, Johnny Manziel at number 3, which that checks. The Boz at number 4.
Okay.
And apparently the 1990 Miami Hurricanes, number 5.
Yeah, the U, like the late 80s, early 90s, the U is that's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
Tebow made the list at number 8, which is interesting.
What? Really?
Tebow.
I mean, Tebow is one of those guys that annoyed people, but I don't know about villain. And certainly it was all he's not going to be good in the NFL. It takes 9 seconds for him to get through his throwing motion, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about the villain part of that. I'm not sure I buy that. By the way, speaking of trash talking and Purdue and Indiana, have you ever seen the Bobby Knight coaches show where he brought a donkey on the show?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah. So, and I should have looked this up so something happened at the Purdue Indiana game, and I don't know, like whatever, something happened that Purdue did something at Mackey Arena that pissed him off, whatever it was, who knows, like they couldn't get to the bus or I don't know. But anyway, he was so mad at the AD that the Purdue AD at the time that he brought a donkey on his show and was basically like this is this donkey's as smart as him or he's a jackass or something like that. Like, I'm not kidding. Like that actually happened. I'll look up the details, but like those are the golden days of trash talk. Okay.
By the way, this is our boy Ryan McGee who made this list, which is hilarious. He's got ESPN at number 7. It's the most hated college football villains of all time.
It's actually pretty good.
Perhaps you've heard, we hate your team. It doesn't matter which team it is. We hate them all. It's good stuff.
That's good.
He talks about a story in 1997 where he was wearing an ESPN jacket to go cover a Vols game, and he had rocks thrown at him because of the Peyton Manning Heisman conversation. And he's like, I graduated from here like 2 years ago.
Like I worked with the football program when I was a student. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's actually good. I mean, even now it's the the ESPN is they're in the bag with the SEC, so they're everything they say is trying to like spin it for the SEC, which like has been true at times of like our buddy Paul Feinbaum, but even Feinbaum is sitting there like, yeah, shut up, everybody. This is ridiculous. Please shut up. Like the Big Ten's kicking our butt, okay? But yes, that's a good one on the list for sure.
No, it's good stuff. I mean, they've got Notre Dame at 6, so you get the Hurricanes at 5, Notre Dame at 6, Dion coming in at number 9. I figured he'd probably make the list.
See, I don't think, but the thing is, like Dion was this incredible player, and I just don't think it was like that when he was what.
But
Then he
it's
goes
the
in
combo,
the NFL.
though. It's the coach. It's like the player and the coach.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. I guess that's a good point. Yeah, that's right. If you're counting the coach tenure, then yeah, okay, that makes sense. Colin Shelbyville says Tebow is by far my biggest college football bill. Okay, so you're a Tennessee fan? If you're a Tennessee fan and he's a villain to you, then fine. But I don't know, man. I don't really see the villain thing with Tebow.
I mean, think about who was on that team. I was about to say, man, think about who the coach was. Think about who all was on that team. And Tebow's the villain. I mean,
like
McGee
Urban.
does point
is
out.
Urban not on the list?
I know. Like, McGee does point out, he's like, yeah, Tebow's the guy on this list that could also be on like the college football's all-time good guy list. So there's that as well. He did win a lot though.
Yeah.
I will say his little his corny podium speech where he's like
he was crying,
just going off and crying, and that gets a little overplayed. Like, all right, guys, come on.
Yeah. Santa in Portland says, as a lifetime fan of the U, even I had issue with those Canes.
The 1990 Canes. Yeah.
Yeah, they were something else, man. They were something else. But yeah, like we just, we need more. Yeah. Oh, I see that you're saying Shane Beamer. Yeah.
Well, somebody asked me who's the coach at South Carolina that I hate. Is there the college football coach that I hate? I was like, it's Shane Beamer. But I also think, like, talking about guys that would absolutely talk trash, provided they were ever good enough to do so, I think he would be one. I think he would do it.
Well,
sometimes he talks trash and they're 6-6.
Yeah, but he's almost like whiny, blaming media or whatever, or making excuses. Now, I will say Eli Drinkwitz.
Oh yeah,
he's actually pretty good. I mean, again, very easy to dislike, but he'll say stuff. So I got to give him his props in this. We need more trash talkers. I mean, he definitely stand on business, Josh.
Yeah.
We stand on business.
As you're falling away from him, it just coward.
Heupel's like, huh?
Didn't even hear him. Yeah.
The Darth Vader thing. But I mean, he will throw some zingers out at least. I mean, at least it's interesting, Like we need more of that. Like, we have two really nice guys as the SEC coaches in this state, which is great. Which is, that's great. But like, wouldn't it be fun if we got a little Heupel, Clark Lee? Like, there's no way that would ever happen, right? Like, there's no way they would ever talk trash about each other.
I don't think so. I mean, who knows?
Stuff happens sometimes.
Stuff happens.
I mean, they did have they had the near brawl a couple times. It was it last time? I think it was actually the time before that Vanderbilt came out there and got smoked.
Yeah.
In Knoxville, and Clark Lee was fired up. Man.
He was.
But that didn't spill over into like coach conversation,
No, like we're kind of lacking on that. I mean, even like the personality in general with SEC. I mean, you got Lane Kiffin, but you used to have Coach O running around out there. You used to have Les Miles picking up the grass and eating it on the sideline. Like there's, first off, LSU was a special place, but we're kind of missing a little bit on the on the coaching personality front.
Hugh Freeze, loading up the 1-900 numbers. Well, you're right, and you have people like Sark, who's
Petrino on the bike.
Yeah, exactly. God, it used to be incredible. Not that long ago,
it really wasn't.
I mean, Kirby's boring. Kirby's boring. It's just, I tell you, we do have some hope with Pete Golding.
I agree.
He's, and I tell you another guy who, if he gets good, is people are going to hate his guts, and that is Alex Golesh. Golesh is a sneaky, if you remember, he went nuts on Tom Herman a couple years ago. Alex Golesh, if he gets good and he can get it going with Auburn, and I think he's got a chance to do that. Like he has a sneaky possibility as like sort of like a villain / just a guy who pisses people off. So
who might be the most boring coach I've ever seen, and trust me, that's a high bar because a lot of these coaches go out of their way to be boring. Kalen DeBoer is like Feinbaum hopped on ESPN yesterday. I think he was on Get Up with Mike Greenberg, and they were asking about Kalen DeBoer. And basically Feinbaum was like, are we sure this guy's a real person? He's not just like AI generated.
I know. And it's like, he seems like a really nice guy.
He does.
But like, come on, man. Come on, give us something. I mean, even like, he's an embattled coach, and he's still just like, hey, everybody, how you doing?
615.
Okay, you going to fire me? Oh, you're going to give me a big extension for no reason? Oh, okay, I'll take that. Thank you.
615-737-1025, our phone number. The Rex rant coming up later this hour. Turron Davenport at 8 o'clock. Jeff Fisher at 8:30. All that coming up. Robby and Rexrode 1025 The Game. Today, the Nashville Sounds take on the Memphis Redbirds. First pitch at 7:05. You can catch all the action on 94.9 The Fan, presented by Twin Peaks, Family Leisure, Maple Street Biscuit Company, and Social Cantina. We'll have the Rex Rant with Joe Rexrode coming up here in just a few minutes at 7:45. Turron Davenport at 8. Jeff Fisher at 8:30 on the program here today. Taking your thoughts at 615-737-1025. Joe, who is the most underrated Titan heading into this season in your mind? The guy that you think maybe we're not talking enough about as you look through the roster, maybe it's around the league, who you think could be underrated the most? Do the Titans even have enough players to be underrated at this time? Your thoughts on the most underrated Titan, as a friend threw that question out to me yesterday. I thought it was an interesting one because I did not have an immediate answer.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Because the thing is, we're talking about some guys just because they're having good camps. It doesn't mean that it's going to mean much. Like we're talking about Io Manor,
right?
He'd be someone I'd throw out there if we believe that he's receiver 5, despite Kaharski believing that no matter what, the Titans backups are going to stink at receiver. I think he could qualify. But there's just been a lot of buzz about him, so it makes it harder to make that case. James Williams is another one that I would throw out there as. Yeah, again, is he going to be out there a lot on defense? Probably not. But could he? Someone gets hurt. Could he come in and actually give you production and quality depth? Yeah, I mean, possibly. And he's going to be on special teams. So there's another guy who comes to mind. Yeah, it's underrated as I don't know. It's like we're scrounging for. Titans who are good enough.
I think I know an answer that a lot of Titans fans would say. I just don't. There's not enough proof of concept yet for it to prove. Like, so I think a lot of Titans fans would say Gunnar Helm is underrated. Like Gunnar Helm is going to be we talked about the PFF list that came out a week or two ago, whenever it was, listing like the 32 best tight ends or ranking them, and he was not on there. Like, I think there are a lot of Titans fans that think Gunnar Helm is going to have a pretty good year. But the thing with him is, like, you could say he's underrated, but there's, like, almost no proof of concept yet. He's been in the league for 1 year, and he was, not really the go-to option at tight end in the passing game. That was more Chick. So, like, he might end up being underrated, but there's just kind of no way to know that yet. There's a lot of young guys that they've got that I don't know that they kind of factor into this discussion yet.
Yeah, and I heard Gentry Estes the other day on DVD talking to D-Mace, asking him about just the lack of involvement in the offense with the tight ends. Doesn't mean that what we're seeing right now is necessarily going to be the case, but they actually do have a lot of options at receiver, to get the football, and it seems like right now there's just have a lot of production to speak for.
Kuharski's weighed in with a good one.
Okay.
Cedric Gray. He's actually played well in games, which is a good point. He has played well in games. That may be a good one.
That's good. Yeah. No, I mean, I think there's been some buzz about him, right? We've talked
but like
some
most
about
people,
that.
yes. I think most people around the league, like your average fan, has no idea who Cedric Gray is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're taking this, if this is a league-wide, like the league-wide lens, where it's like for us, like, I mean, I don't know who, like, lots of teams, linebacker starting group is or whatever, right? Yeah, Cedric Gray would absolutely. The Titans would have a lot of possibilities because people basically know what Cam Ward and
Carnell Tate,
Tony Pollard,
Jeffrey
Jeff Simmons, Carnell Tate. That's
about it.
I guess some people might remember. Oh, that's where Calvin Ridley is. Okay, right.
No, that's where,
that's
Calvin where Ridley. Wan'Dale Robinson signed in free agency. Okay, cool.
Yeah, right. So yeah, Gray. I like him. I mean, I think he's going to be. I knew someone would say this and that you would probably get mad, but Trevor says Spears.
Spears has done absolutely nothing in the NFL so far. He's apparently having another good camp, which, as I stated before camp, I do not care about. I need to see it in a game.
Totally fair. Totally fair. Jermaine Johnson is definitely, like, these edge guys. I mean, Jacob Martin might be my new favorite player now after he said, yeah, our job is just to go in there and fart bleep up and let the linebackers clean it up, as he had like the biggest chaw I've ever seen a human have in his lip. So those guys could be those veteran edges, could end up being that. I think they could be solid. We'll see. We'll see where the production is.
Liam says, as a rookie, Gunnar Helm was 32nd in yards and 25th in receptions as a backup tight end on a bad team. He's definitely underrated. We'll see.
I think he's talented, but again, like if they're not going to use him a lot, then to me, it's like if you are as good as some people think you are, I would think that they'd find a way to get him the ball some.
Well, I do think some of the Gunnar Helm discussion like that we've had in the offseason, like I think there are some Titans fans that are like expecting him to put up 900 yards this year, and I'm just like, I don't know. Let's dial it back a little bit on the Gunnar Helm stuff. I've said this all along. I'm way more concerned about Gunnar Helm in the red zone than I am the yardage total that he puts up. We'll see what that looks like. But again, like you're talking about a first-year player who I think has room to get a lot better and a lot more involved in the offense. But like even with a guy like Chim DK, who was an all-pro last year as a returner, you're just talking about a very limited sample size at this point. So do they qualify as underrated players yet? Like, Cedric Gray's entering into his third year. So, and he had a very productive year a year ago. I think that's a good one. I think the point is like the Titans, I'm not sure they have a lot of guys that kind of qualify for this. When I was asked the question, I was like, man, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah. And it's kind of how you define it too. But yeah, like Gray is a guy who is good enough. Like PK said, he has played well in games last year. One of the positive stories of that team as the death march progressed was, okay, this guy looks like he can actually play now. And so he is a guy who I could see if this defense is somewhere around where people hope it will be. And again, just like, it's an aggressive front. Like you are leaning on the linebackers to clean up and in some cases to save your butt a fair amount. I mean, if he's really good, makes a lot of plays, he's one of those guys who could actually be discussed a little bit around the league, as part of a really good defense.
I mean, I think too, you're looking at on the offensive side of the ball. I tell you a guy I hope is underrated. JC Latham. I always come back to him in these conversations. Good grief. I hope JC Latham's underrated heading into this year because that means he's going to have a good year. That would be great.
Yeah, because he could be overrated too.
He could be. Yeah. It could be bad.
He could soon be unrated. You don't want that. Now, this is interesting. Trevor says that Jordan Schultz earlier this week had Cedric Gray as one of his 5 early and sneaky defensive breakout candidates. Is this to say, is PK out here stealing Jordan Schultz's content? Is that what we have here? PK, you don't have your own individual thoughts. You're just kind of like death scrolling and like stalking Jordan Schultz and taking his takes.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Let us know.
I mean, what would a breakout season for Cedric Gray mean? And he had 164 tackles last year. And that's combo tackles. So 97 solo. So the breakouts are going to have 400 tackles.
Yeah, but again, like, does anybody know that?
No.
That's the thing. It's like he could have similar or even a little bit less production, but if it's part of a defense that's actually good and maybe helps a team win a freaking game or two, then then it's like, oh, look at this guy. This guy can play. I mean, you had to be hyper local to even notice what he did last year.
Here's a good one that we've not brought up that I thought about. One texter says it's got to be Pollard, right? He's got multiple 1,000-yard seasons, durability, etc., but very few see him as a staple Titan, and like he's just kind of there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I agree. I would agree, and then I'll just be like those people you talk about and just continue to wait for him to fall off.
Well, I would also I would agree with that assessment, and then I would also say, yeah, and it's he's probably not going to be here after this year. It's like some form of disrespect immediately following it.
Yeah, exactly. But no, he has been better without question than he gets credit for. I don't think there's any doubt, because it is like, yes, it's a two-back thing, and they want that this year, and they're going to give Spears opportunities. And Dable said the other day, well, I'd like to get him more opportunity. But when it comes down to it, one guy has been productive and has been good, Pollard, and one guy hasn't. He's just been out there, and that's Spears. So far, that's been the case. So he definitely he would be that. It's just I don't know. Every year it is disrespect, but it's like most running backs are starting to slow down at this point.
I think Kuharski just summed it up well on our personal text line. Says they don't have many guys who are rated. That's kind of the main point. Not a whole lot of guys who are rated out there.
That's a good point, BK. I'm still waiting on your response on you copying Jordan Schultz's takes.
615-737-1025. The Rex Rant with Joe Rexrode coming up next. TD with us at 8 o'clock. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game.
Sometimes he wakes up on the wrong side of the bed. And sometimes he's just, well, Joe.
Awkward moment, let's do it.
This is the Rex Rant, now on Robby and Rexrode.
I'm looking at you. I'm not happy.
Now, Cam, we already going with turf. I don't need you to be calling me out publicly like that.
Cam, why did you fumble the ball instead of scoring a touchdown, Cam?
Hello, Mike.
Hello, Clarice.
This is Amy's poodle groomer.
I have a good relationship with Amy Adams Strunk, so I do not think it's my camera.
Look pretty for the cameras.
Look at these beautiful uniforms we come back with.
Why the fart were they booing me?
Amy Adams Strunk in her hostage video.
Joe Rexrode doesn't cover our football team anymore, so it's going to have to be Mike Keith. Hope you guys understand. Thank you.
I just really want to say congratulations. I couldn't be more thrilled that you're a Titan.
Did you try to kick an 85-yard field goal with Joey Sly out there?
I'm never going to speak to Amy Adams Strunk again. I want you to just full on bitch slap me.
You might.
It is time for the Rex Rant, served by the Wine Cellar in Hendersonville. I feel like I could never enter this segment with a straight face. It's just always laughing.
The sneaky best part of that was Ian putting your Amy Adams Strunk impersonation next to Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Hello, Clarice. A nice Chianti. That's
I bet Amy Adams Strunk
that's not
absolutely
bad.
hates us. Just hates this show. If she had to list her least favorite radio shows, we'd be at the top.
Yeah. Hope she didn't have us killed sometime.
Well, don't worry, I'd die first.
That's true. I generally I keep it to Kaharski, you know.
That's true.
Yeah. And I'm trying to pick my spots there, you know, with him. This doesn't have to take up the whole segment. A lot of times I say that and then I blab and it's like, oh, no, you did. I do. I need to follow up though. And I know this is exciting for everyone because everyone, I want you to know this is the second rant in a week revolving around Boston College basketball. Get excited. But I think we need to put a bow on this story. So for anybody who didn't know, quick recap. Boston College AD Craig Anderson and the GM of their broadcast group both told the two announcers for Boston College that Luke Murray, the new head coach of Boston College, wanted them out because he wanted no one associated with the last coach, the losing tenure with their jobs. And they told them last week, after months of basically them being told that everything should be fine. That's what they told them. So Kevin Collins, one of the announcers, went to Awful Announcing. They wrote the story. People reacted like, oh, my God, are you kidding me? Luke Murray are you serious? This dude is doing this? Again, son of Bill Murray. He'll never – the guy could win 8 straight national championships. He'll still be Luke Murray, son of Bill Murray. But he went to Awful Announcing. People flipped out. A bunch of outlets, mine included, with me doing the work, followed up on this, right? So I talked to everybody you could possibly try to talk to, or at least tried to talk to everybody. Some didn't get back to me. Wrote a piece asking, was it Luke Murray? If so, holy crap, yikes. But was it these people lying about Luke Murray and making it up? If not, if that's the case, also yikes. Okay? So the Boston Globe wrote a story yesterday on this because Blake James, the Boston College AD, who as of Monday was like, I do not want this story to go on anymore. Well, he let it go on more by vowing it wasn't Luke Murray. And, the Globe story is fine, but the lead it writes as fact that it wasn't Murray. I would not do that because at this point, with everything I've heard, and, man, I had more long conversations with people yesterday on Murray's behalf, who kind of called me out of the blue. And so I would tend to believe that it wasn't him. Like if I had to bet or if I had to guess, I think it's most likely that it wasn't him. But again, I don't know for sure. I do know that someone's lying through their teeth. And the biggest problem with this situation, Robbie, is we've now come to, excuse me, one is Boston College fans, of course, they're now all over this announcer. Like but a lot of media too. A lot of media is coming back and saying, okay, so this announcer makes something up and everybody flips out and blames Luke Murray and it wasn't him. No. He was told this by Boston College, okay? He has the receipts because they're dumb enough to tell him this via text message, okay? So, again, look, this guy, I know some people are still mad at him. He had 15 minutes of fame, all that stuff, whatever. The problem is we're spinning it now to, because this announcer was aggrieved, he made up some crap and made the coach look bad. No, my friend. That is not true. And the Globe story, to me, didn't lean in enough on, if it wasn't Luke, then it was this freaking AD deputy AD who made up this crazy story in text message, and he and another guy told these guys this crazy story. Do you understand how stupid that is? It's just it's frustrating to me to see this now go back on the announcer when, again, he's if I'm him, I think if anybody's him and you get this information from multiple people and it's in writing, why would you not believe it?
Well, I just thought we were going to find out as this story unfolded that like the announcing team got caught on camera, like talking trash about like Groundhog Day or Caddyshack or Ghostbusters. And that was the end of it. Luke said, well, we can't have that. You got to get him out of here.
Chevy Chase was way better on SNL.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, there is stuff with there's tweets that Collins had and apparently
but those are like so
so
much, like they're a nothing burger to me.
I don't think they're much either. The AD made a big deal out of them in the Globe story, and I'm like, yeah, I think you're kind of trying to come up with reasons to spin this again. I would tend to believe like there's enough I've heard that I would tend to believe that it was the deputy AD making up the story, but that's one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. And I mean, if I'm being honest here, I'm like, if I'm Luke Murray, I'm like, and this is the guy in charge of my program that I'm moving forward with. This is the deputy AD who's in charge of men's basketball, who just made up a crazy story about me, like want all this stuff that makes me look like a total a-hole. Like, okay. And again, I think it's either that or Luke. There's not this third option where the announcer was angry and just made up stuff because he got fired, which is what the Boston College message board crowd wants to believe. And it's just frustrating because like the facts are right there for you.
Did you speak to Bill Murray in your investigative reporting?
I did not speak to Bill Murray. I would have
liked to. Did you reach out? Did he return comment, or did we leave that one alone?
I reached out to Luke. I do not have his dad's number.
Okay.
If maybe someday, maybe not. Also, Luke will give me Bill's number. I mean, I'd love Bill
Luke
Murray.
may never talk to you again after all this.
That's true. That is possibly true too. Bill Murray, for all the great things, like the underrated, brilliant performance of Bill Murray's career is Rushmore. So if anybody hasn't seen the movie Rushmore, oh man, you got to see Rushmore. Bill Murray and Rushmore, and really I love the movie like a lot, but I've watched it like 30 times. Bill Murray and Rushmore is, man, chef's kiss. That kind of like revived his career, actually.
You know, a Bill Murray movie that I've seen
I
was like, what did I just watch? What About Bob? You seen that one?
Yeah, that's a weird one. That's the one with Richard Dreyfuss is his his shrink, right? Yeah. What About Bob's? Yeah, he's had some. I mean, he's done a lot. What was the one he did with Scarlett Johansson? I liked it. It's good.
It's the one from Japan, right?
Yes. What the heck is the name of that movie?
I can't remember. There's a lot to choose from, though.
Anyway, that's a good one, too. Whatever that movie is called, check that one out.
There's a movie I love that he's in for about 6 minutes called Zombieland with Woody Harrelson in it. It's pretty funny. It's good.
Oh, yeah?
Lost in Translation.
Okay. Lost in Translation. There you go.
Thank you. There you go. Lost in Translation. But yeah, Rushmore. This is I'd put this on the must watch along with This Is Spinal Tap, which of course you haven't watched. And a few others. Like, I mean, I think we've all seen Dazed and Confused, right?
Yep.
Have we seen this movie? Yeah. Okay. Texter says Stripes, Stripes,
Maybe time to watch Office Space again,
I mean,
the second viewing.
I didn't steer you wrong, right?
You didn't. That was good.
There you go. A lot of people love Lost in Translation, apparently.
Apparently so. 615-737-1025, our phone number. Turron Davenport with us coming up next. Robby and Rexrode, 1025 The Game.
ESPN's Turron Davenport talking Titans now on Robby and Rexrode on ESPN 102.5 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Welcome back in, Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Titans fully into training camp at this point. They got the blue and white scrimmage coming up tonight. Not that far away from preseason games, and we're in the full swing of things in football season. And to help us with that, we head to our phone line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Welcome in our friend Turron Davenport to the program from ESPN, presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. TD, good morning, man. How we doing?
Hey, good morning, fellas. How's it going?
Good, man. Appreciate you taking time to be with us. So, TD, I want to start here. I found Jacob Martin's press conference yesterday to be highly entertaining. I think that guy is awesome. Number one, what'd you make of that? Number two, what do you think of the role he could play on the defense this year?
Oh yeah, I thought his press conference was great, man. I love the personality he showed. He came out there with a water dip in his mouth. Hilarious, man. I think he's going to play a huge role, right? And it goes beyond just what he does on the field. Before practice, you see him over there with Tanzo Smart, Slater, as well as Kelvin Falk, and they're doing so much work, just working on get off and technique and everything. And then, in between reps, you see him with Femi and just the coach on the field aspect that he brings. That's valuable too. So I think he's going to play a big role, and he's actually a pretty good pass rusher as well. You're seeing him work, early in the rotation, and he's gotten some pressure. So 5.5 sacks last year, career high. And, hey, the number may go up this year under Robert Saleh again.
TD, question we've been throwing around, and I guess really from a league-wide perspective, if someone asks you who's the most underrated Titan, what would you say?
Oh, good question. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it because you're not going to tell me that there's 80-something players better than Jeffrey Simmons. So, you know what? I'm going to go with Jeffrey Simmons.
No, I think that's fair. I mean, when I saw where he ranked on that list, I was like, really? Okay. That's fun there. So let's stick on the interior of the defensive line. Obviously, anytime you see a lower back injury, that's something that kind of raises your eyebrows a little bit. How concerned are you with that when it comes to John Franklin Myers?
I don't think there's too much to be concerned about because this is why. Because after, Saleh and everybody else's press conference, John Franklin Myers came out, he was chopping it up with Delaney Walker. He was moving around like there was no issue. So, when you got a back, if it's a real back issue, you're not going to be up walking around, right? And so him doing that kind of told me, hey, I don't think it's as extreme as some might believe, and I think he's going to be fine.
I don't want to overreact to one day, one performance one day, but of course I do sometimes. So I did see TD, and I first saw it in your notes from the practice yesterday that Joey Sly missed 3 field goals. I mean, I've already been a little concerned. Like, obviously he can kick it up 10 miles, but like, is he going to be consistent enough? First of all, I am wondering, like, do you recall generally the distances, how bad the misses were? But also, do you think, like, is this possible that we might see competition or something, or is that just a non-starter and he's going to be the guy?
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see competition. But, I mean, you never know. You never know. I don't think so. But, they were just kind of like bang, bang, end of the drive kicks, right? And it's hard to tell because they were on, if you picture the field and the bubble, right? We were standing on the opposite side of the bubble, and they were on the end zone closest to the bubble. So it was hard to tell the distance. I don't even want to say. I don't know what the distance was, but it was 3 misses. He was wide to the right on 2 of them, and just off to the left on the other.
So TD, the Cam Ward discussion that we're going to have on a daily basis around here, it's going to continue through training camp. But just overall, maybe what are 1 or 2 things that's maybe stood out to you the most about Cam through camp to this point?
Well, I tell you what, yesterday was pretty good because I saw him scramble to his right, and he may have had an outlet to throw the football, but he didn't. He just tucked it and ran. And I think that showed some growth, right? Because, that's what he loves to do, throw across his body. But what did Robert Saleh say? It's a non-negotiable when it's into traffic. And so you saw him make that progression from what he did a couple of days ago, which was and these days are all the same. I want to say Saturday. I don't know, earlier this week when he had the 2 interceptions. The one, Amani Hooker came in and he threw it into traffic, and that was an issue. So I think seeing that growth, right, just in a 1 week process was good. I think just, seeing him execute the offense is good. He's spreading the football around. That's something that you got to like, because, you don't want to lock in. And we know that he's working so hard to get that chemistry with Wan'Dale Robinson, which is coming. So that's another positive as well. So, I mean, there's some positives, but you still got, some of the accuracy issues. The ball's hitting the ground a little too much. And that's something that they're going to have to, get together and make better. But I think overall, it's the arrow's pointing up, in my opinion. And just having he and Brian Daboll together, and then another asset, huge asset in that QB room is Mitch Trubisky. I talked to him. I'm doing a story on the 3 pillars of quarterbacking, and I talked to him a little bit about third down stuff. And Trubisky had a really good point. He was like, sometimes on third down, you got to work to make it manageable to where you could go for it on fourth downs. You don't always got to force it, because we're talking about limiting turnovers, right? And he's like, you don't always got to force it to get the first down. Sometimes throw it down and let the guy catch it and get you some extra yards, and then go for it on 4th and 2, 4th and 1. So I think that's a positive too. Just having a veteran that's well versed in this scheme like Mitch Trubisky, that's definitely positive.
Thank God Mike McCoy's not the coach anymore, so you can actually go for some of those 4th and 2s. That's good.
TD, we've talked about, obviously a lot of guys who can catch the football. I mean, I think there's some actual legitimate receiver depth on this team. Do you get the feeling that maybe the tight ends aren't going to be all that involved in the passing game this year? Or is it too early to tell that?
Hey, that's a really good question. And actually, I was talking about that at practice the other day, because you would like to see Gunnar Helm get more targets, but he's not getting as many, although he did catch a pass in the end zone, a nice little corner route from Cam Ward during low red zone yesterday. But it seems like that. But then again, you never know like what they're working on in practice, and maybe the tight ends are like that package or something they're going to, hone in on a little bit later. But I mean, Daniel Bellinger caught a nice pass as well. So I mean, they have the options. You're not seeing as much. So I would say that's still something to come.
So TD, the 2 big free agent acquisitions in the secondary this offseason, obviously Alontae Taylor and Cordell Flott. Like Taylor, obviously people around here were familiar with based on his background in this state. I don't think a lot of Titans fans had watched a lot of Cordell Flott when they signed him this offseason. So what have been your impressions of him to this point?
Flott is feisty. I like that. Both of those guys are feisty. You know what I mean? I've seen Flott get beat a couple times, but one thing I like about him is he fights all the way to the top. And that's something that you got to do when you're a corner that's not, 6'1", 6'2". You know what I mean? I like that about him. He's more like a field corner. You know what I mean? He's going to play the broad side of the field, and we're going to see what happens there. But he's solid. I like him as far as his coverage. He's sticky. He's going to come up and he'll make some plays against the run too. I've seen him come up and get in that mix. And then the reason why I say an example of the feistiness, man, Alec Ayematter caught him on a block on the screen and knocked him over, man. He got right up and he was up in Alec's face, man. And you love to see that. Of course, you don't want punches to be swung, but you love to see that feistiness where it's like, hey, man, like, we're not doing that today. You know what I mean? I love that. So, yeah, I think Flott is going to be solid. As far as their best corner duo in the league comments, hey, listen, more power to them, man. I love the confidence, but I don't know that I could get down with that one.
Well, is there a distinction emerging, TD? Like you said, Flott more the field guy, so Taylor more the boundary guy. But is there just like if the Titans were going into a game and they wanted to travel some with a particularly good receiver, like would you say Flott would be more quote unquote CB1 than Taylor?
No, I would say Taylor would travel more because he's more adept at playing that nickel, right? And you know how this, man. You know what they do. They put their receivers in that nickel in that slot, to try to hide them. But Taylor is one of those guys where it's like nowhere to hide. You know what I mean? Because he could play the nickel, might even be better at nickel, to be honest with you. But that's a different conversation.
TD, how do you feel like Carnell Tate is coming along to this point in camp?
Yeah, Carnell Tate, man, it's two words to describe him, man. Cool and smooth, and I think he's coming along just fine. He showed me something 2 days ago, or was it 3 days ago? Tuesday. Today's Friday, right? So
that's correct.
Tuesday. He showed me something on Tuesday when, Cam launched one, man. Launched one. And he ran that post route and, he put his foot in the ground and planted and cut upfield, and he tracked that thing down, man. I was really, really impressed with how he tracked that ball down because I thought it was going to be overthrown. But he went and he got it, kept his momentum, somersaulted into the end zone. Those are the type of things that you like to see. He did have one drop, I remember, but, this guy is and what's coming out, they're surprised how much his catch rate, they knew that he had a nice catch rate, but they didn't know it was that big, right? And that's something that's been impressive. So, yeah, he's coming along just fine. I think he's going to be a guy that should be able to produce from the start.
So, TD, we've got confirmation from Robert Saleh that it will not be a situational punt fest, so that's good at Nissan Stadium. Does it sound like this is actually going to be something like that will be fun for fans to watch?
I think so. It's going to be fun for fans to watch. They even got fireworks afterward for everybody, so that'll be a treat. If you like that kind of thing. But yeah, I think when you look at it, first team offense, first team defense, mano a mano. That's what you want to see. He said there are going to be some punts and kickoffs, field goals, etc. So don't think that you're not going to see any of that. You'll get to see Tommy Townsend in action, Joey Slide, but they said about 90 plays, and they want it competitive, fast-paced. So I'm looking forward to it. And anything, anyone going, one of my huge suggestions is going to be find yourself a nice seat near the defensive line. And in individual period, you will be delighted. You will be delighted. Aaron Whitecott and Tanzo Smart, those guys are really, really fun to watch conduct individual period.
It'd be better than watching the long snappers practice like Vrabel did that one time. It was good. Good stuff on that.
We still talk about it. We still talk about it years later.
No offense to Morgan Cox.
That's right.
Yeah.
With all due respect. That's right. TD, great stuff, man. Appreciate you taking time to be with us, and have fun out there tonight. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, for sure. I'll actually see you guys in about an hour.
There we go.
With Jake and TD show today.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
Jake and TD coming up here in about 45 minutes or so. So looking forward to that. Turron Davenport presented by Bart Durham Injury Law. We'll react to what TD had to say coming up next. Jeff Fisher will be with us at 8:30. All that coming up. Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game, presented by Green Ventures Landscaping for homes and businesses that want to stand out, not blend in. Visit greenventureslandscaping.com. Live from our Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service. Jeff Fisher will be with us here in just over 10 minutes. A huge game coming up tomorrow for the Nashville Kats, who are back in the championship. So we will talk about that with Jeff Fisher, get his thoughts on the Titans as well. Joe, a lot of reaction to T-Rack has gotten a makeover by the Tennessee Titans. I have seen the video.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the T-Rack rebranding that has now taken place with the Tennessee Titans?
Well, I must say I'm disappointed in myself because as I watched this weird video of T-Rack transforming, I realized that T-Rack used to be a beaver? Like, what the hell was T-Rack before? Now T-Rack looks like a raccoon. Like, the makeover is like, oh, yeah, that's a raccoon. But then if you go back and watch that video, it's like, so T-Rack used to be a beaver, right? What the heck? A woodchuck? What was the animal previously? I mean, it doesn't look anything close to a raccoon. Now it does.
Discuss this.
Yeah, like how do we never? I mean, I know Kaharski.
He's probably very upset.
Oh, look at the cute raccoon with rabies.
I mean, yeah, like he's been freaking about T-Rack, and that's a fair point. But like, I don't think I ever heard him bring up. Also, it's not anything remotely resembling a raccoon, and now it is. Like, and now in the year 2026, so like maybe we should make T-Rack, T-Rack raccoon, like look like a freaking raccoon. Wow. So I guess good job.
So you're a fan of it?
I mean,
I think it's an upgrade.
I mean, as I look at it, I'm like, people look at that thing and they have no question.
Looks very friendly.
Well, it kind of, and what comes to mind to me would be like Guardians of the Galaxy, right? Whatever that character's name is. I love that freaking character in Guardians of the Galaxy, even though I forgot his name. So that's what comes to mind for me. So it's like, yeah, maybe
Rocket. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Rocket. People would be like, this is cool. But again, like, what were they doing before? Like, who did they have? Like, hey, let's. I mean, it was like a weird feral cat or something. Like, I don't even know.
I kind of like it too. It's growing on me. When I first saw it, I was like, yeah. Why are we changing T-Rack?
Well, he looks actually like a raccoon.
But he does.
Yeah.
He does actually look like a raccoon. So that's good.
I mean,
how did I never notice this? How did we never look at T-Rack and be like, yeah, he looks like a woodchuck?
Yeah.
Or a fox.
Yeah.
Oh, well, shoot. Don't tell Amy. You get the shotgun out from the press box, man.
That is true. He survived all these seasons looking like a fox when Miss Amy's up there ready for the fox hunt. Could have started one right here on the field. Where's our halftime entertainment show? Turn it into like, I don't know, something from Spartacus.
T-Rack.
Don't move.
I mean, Billy from Bellevue, I don't know. People are mad. He's like, in all caps. It's the worst thing of all time. Makes me want to gouge my eyes out. Looks like a Japanese anime furry. I mean, again, I think to me, it looks like a raccoon. I mean, I understand it's way different from before, but what in the world were they doing before? I used to love woodchuck cider.
I will say,
it looks just like the little woodchuck that's on the bottle of woodchuck cider.
It's an interesting balance you have to strike because, like, the purpose of the mascot is largely to like, I'm taking my 6-year-old to the game and they can have fun looking and playing with a mascot. Cool.
Right. Sure.
So you want it to be friendly, but also like a raccoon, if you've ever been around them, not very friendly. So there's also, there's a balance you have to strike.
If you see a raccoon during the day, run the hell away. I mean, I know that. Do not mess with a raccoon if you see them in daylight.
Chad,
awful, nasty, dangerous animals.
Chad says, this is an imposter. Bring back the raccoon that came to my field day as a kid. I don't think the reaction is going very well right now with based on the ones that we're getting.
But Chad,
I kind of like it.
Chad, during your field day, did anyone on that field say, hey, that's not a raccoon? Like, how did no one notice this?
I can't get over the Amy Fox hunt now. Is that why T-Rack looked that way for so long?
Amy just was starting to like really not be able to control her urges of shooting the things, so they changed it to this. Oh God.
Oh my goodness. That's how they open the new stadium. Is urgent target practice at halftime.
Like the
Oh,
modern day gladiators. Who can kill the big furry raccoon?
We're gonna get banned from new Nissan
Ah.
Stadium.
Oh man, and maybe this station too.
Hold still.
Alex says raccoons should look a little disheveled. This is way
I agree.
too groomed. I don't think we need to be like. Do we have to be that anatomically correct? I mean, it's a kid's mascot. Okay. The raccoon should have some. They like to dig through trash. They should have some poop under its fingernails. Okay.
Doesn't quite look as
Really
feral
gonna
as I was hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah, add some foaming at the mouth, perhaps.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, let's make it rabid. Yeah, like I said, you see them during the day. I mean, at a Titans game, if it's very large, then fine. But other than that, run away.
I mean, this brings back up the state animal discussion. We went through that a few months ago. Some interesting state animals out there.
Remind
Very
me.
interesting. Well, I mean, there's a lot. First off, there's a lot of white-tailed deer.
Oh yeah,
that are the state animal. The state animal of North Carolina is the gray squirrel. You got the Rocky Mountain elk in Utah. The orca whale in
cool.
Washington. That's cool.
I like that.
You have the grizzly bear in Montana. That would add up and make sense. The Appaloosa is the state animal of Idaho, so that's good to know. And my personal favorite, the sperm whale in Connecticut. So there you go.
What the hell? And what are we again?
What are we?
Yeah.
We're the raccoon, man.
That's it.
That's why T-Rac is a thing.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, we're the raccoon. Hey, the state animal's a raccoon. That's awesome. Let's make this mascot. No one wants to. Everyone's sitting in the boardroom like, does that look like a beaver to you, Bob? No, I don't know. Just keep my mouth shut. It just goes on for decades and decades as a beaver. Amazing. Apparently, Jude said on the YouTube chat the stream cut out and got rep. He came right back with control her urges with no context. I'm sorry.
On that note, we're going to break. Jeff Fisher will be with us coming up next, unless he decides to now not answer the phone. Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Welcome back in, Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Robbie Stanley, Joe Rexrode, Ian Safar here with you on this Friday morning. Tomorrow on 102.5 The Game, catch the Arena Crown Championship as the Nashville Kats take on the Albany Firebirds at F&M Bank Arena. Kickoff at 3 p.m. Coverage will begin at 2:30 only on 102.5 The Game. And to help us talk a little bit more about that, we welcome in our friend and Nashville legend, Jeff Fisher, to the program on our phone line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Jeff, good morning. How are you?
I'm great, guys. Good morning, and thanks for the opportunity to visit with you this morning.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to do so. So let's just start there. You've got the Arena Crown Championship coming up tomorrow at F&M Bank Arena. You're coming off a game where the Cats just put up 92 points, which is the season high this year for an AF1 team. So how are we feeling? How are the vibes heading into tomorrow's game?
You know, they're great, but can you think about what you just said? 92 points in a football game?
That's crazy.
I mean, it's so crazy and so much fun. So yeah, we're very, very excited. This was a great season this year for the Cats and for AF1 for that matter. And of course, this is a rematch tomorrow at 3 p.m. with the Albany Firebirds. Last year in the Arena Crown game, the Cats were 3 points short in Albany, and Albany took the crown. And so here we are again. I'm not saying it's a revenge thing, but it is a classic matchup over the last couple of years. These games have been crazy. You know, at one point we thought we were going to have a brother thing going on with both Tyler and his brother, you know, lining up and playing against each other, but apparently Albany has decided to go with Sam Castronova, and who was the MVP of the league last year. So, you know, all bets are off right now. Everything is on the table, and we're really excited. It's a great season for the Cats, and I can't tell you enough about what's going on up here in Clarksville. We're really excited to have the Arena Crown here. So we got that all day long. We got owners meetings and, you know, new members and new markets and all kinds of things today. And then a little media day this afternoon. And then we'll put the boys down after a banquet, and we'll just wait and see what happens tomorrow. But it's going to be a great event.
Well, Jeff, you guys, 11-1, I think just one 1 point loss to, I think, with the Kentucky Barrels. And then
early in the season. Yeah, it was a crazy ending to a crazy game. And, you know, we look back, maybe with that call those two calls shouldn't have happened, but that's football. So, you know, congratulations to the Barrels. They were a new franchise this year. And so, yeah, the one loss on the record. And so seems like, you know, years ago when that happened.
And last month you played Albany, a great game, 57-54 win. So obviously, it looks like on paper this is probably going to be, or could be, a game that goes down to the wire again here between you two. Is there some sort of edge you gained from winning that game last month?
You know, I'd say yes, but crazy things happened in the game. You know, I think we turned offensively. The Cats turned the ball over 2 or 3 times early, and yet we're up 21-0 with 3 consecutive kickoff returns, you know, and then the deuces and all those kind of things. So this thing can go any way. And, you know, you can, you know, as the Cats witnessed it, Albany has, and throughout the league, you know, teams will get up 15, 20, 25 points. And then, you can get up and walk down the hall, come back and shoot. The whole scores changed and some of the leads change. And so, you know, as we continued through the season with the one motto, you know, with respect to AF1, is that the ball never dies, and it's alive all the time, and anything can happen. So we love the matchup. We're hoping for this matchup, you know, most of the season, knowing that, you know, both franchises, the Firebirds and the Cats, have great respect for one another, and you know, anything can happen.
Jeff, you talked, heading into the season about, you know, F&M Bank Arena and just the crowds that have been there and what that experience kind of was, what you were expecting it to be like now that we've seen the season play out this way and, culminating tomorrow with the championship game coming up. What's it been like having the full schedule at F&M Bank Arena this year?
Well, you know, what's interesting is it was pointed out to me, I didn't realize this. there's a lot going on, but the Cats are undefeated up here.
Yep.
So, with the the final two games last year, we ended the regular season. Then we had the home playoff back to back. And just the participation in the crowds and attendance and the support that's up here is just really amazing. We played Sunday, finished the game, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening. And by 11 o'clock, we'd already sold 1,000 tickets for this coming, tomorrow's game. So it'll be a sellout, near capacity sellout. And, things have really fallen into place here at Clarksville. We got such amazing support from the mayor, and everybody else here in this area. It's just been really great, the relationship with the base and the fan interaction on a weekly basis, daily basis with the players up here. So, they've been accepted. And everybody's just really coming out of the woodworks just to support this club up here and watch history with respect to, the first championship, the AF1 crown. If it goes, the way everybody up here hopes, it's going to be an exciting couple days.
Jeff, I'm wondering from a coaching perspective, for a guy who was part of one of the greatest defensive teams of all time, coordinated great defenses, had a lot of them as a head coach, played a lot of, 17, 13 games. What is the transition like to this style of football and the scoreboard lighting up the way it is?
Well, it's just a completely different game. I'm still learning it. And I got in to help, and then one thing led to another, and here I am. And so it's just a completely different game. It's fast paced, high scoring. Special teams aspects are so important. And we had 4 consecutive kickoff returns for a touchdown, one to be called back. But anything can happen. I mean, your offense can sit in the bench area and never get on the field, and your team can score 15 or 20 points. So there's a lot going on at any time throughout the game.
Jeff, I do want to ask you your thoughts on the Titans heading into this year with Cam Ward in his second year, Robert Saleh stepping into things as head coach this year. Just kind of how do you feel from the outside looking in about what the team could be this year, and just your thoughts on where things stand with the Titans heading into this year?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I think they're in really good hands with Coach Saleh. His coordinators are extraordinary. Brian Dayball, Gus Bradley, and then, of course, Coach Fossil. So, and it's a completely different team that we saw last year. And so, by all indications, camp's going great. Cam is having a great camp. The relationship between he and Coach Dayball's already solid. And so I think there's a lot of really good things to look forward to. There's some holes. You can't fill them all, but I think they've done a great job with respect to filling the roster, getting the right people at the right places. And, as long as if we don't, as a fan base, get caught up in the day-to-day stuff, these guys are going to be ready for the opener.
Specifically on Cam, Jeff, it seems, it's outside looking in that like the intangibles are strong, the work ethic, the leadership. He's pretty fearless. Guys seem to want to follow him. A lot of things that are really important. But of course, as you know, like some of this too is just like, can you hit the strike zone consistently enough? And can you be, consistently accurate, things like that. As you look at his total game, what do you think is, a fair expectation for him overall, but especially just in this second year?
Well, first off, let's take into consideration how many offenses has he been in over the last 4 or 5 years?
Probably 4 or 5, yeah.
The key. Yeah, 4 or 5. So, and so he's going to settle into this one. And this is going to be, the offense that's going to be the difference maker for him. It's Coach Dable. Again, I can't say enough about, what he's done in the past and the relationship with the quarterbacks. I couldn't think of a better guy, person, coach, all of the above to bring Cam to the next level. So Cam has all the intangibles, as you say. He's got everything. It's just a matter of settling down, being patient, having fun, and just I hate to say take what's there, but I think you're going to see a reduction in some of the rookie type mistakes that you could apply to a young quarterback. They're just not going to happen. He's going to get rid of the ball. He's going to put the ball in the dirt. He's going to get out of bounds and take care of his body and do all those things. So you're going to see a different guy. He's only going to continue to grow throughout the season. So there's going to be some ups and downs. I mean, there are for any pro quarterback, but Cam's he's got the potential. He was drafted there for a reason, and he's going to be the franchise quarterback that I think everybody hoped him to become.
All right, Jeff, last thing for you. We'll leave you with this. The Cats are hot right now, obviously. League record, I think, is 100 points. Let's see if we can get that tomorrow, See if we can break that record.
I mean, combined between the two, or you're talking about
like individual
up there?
Just one.
There's no telling. This game could start out, 7-0 to the first quarter. There's no telling what's going to happen. Or
what makes it great.
That could be 35. Yeah, that's what makes it so much fun. So, all right, guys. Hey, thank you for the opportunity. Okay, we appreciate everything you guys have done for us all year long, and for just for the listeners, if you can't make it, you got an opportunity to watch this on Vice TV and Direct TV and YouTube and all those streaming aspects. And so it's out there to watch live if you want to do it. It's not hard. But better yet, come watch this thing in person because it'll be standing room only.
That's right. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. And thanks so much for your time, Jeff. We really appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Likewise. Thank you.
Absolutely. Jeff Fisher with us here on the program. Again, tomorrow on 102.5 The Game, the Arena Crown Championship, the Nashville Kats taking on the Albany Firebirds, a rematch of last year's championship game. Kickoff at 3 o'clock, coverage beginning at 2:30 on 102.5 The Game. We'll wrap up the show coming up next. Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Final segment of the day, Robby and Rexrode, 102.5 The Game. Appreciate Jeff Fisher for being with us in the last segment. Good luck to the Nashville Kats tomorrow. Be great to win the championship. They put up 92 last week. League record's 100. I think they can do it.
Yeah. Well, the first Albany game was 57-54.
Right.
I think Coach Fisher there was kind of telling you this might be a little bit more of a defensive struggle.
Yeah, the teams are only going to get in the 50s.
Some. Yeah, exactly. They're only getting, they only see first 1 to 60 wins. But yeah, it's a fun product. And he mentioned Tyler Kulka, I think, has a 56-7 touchdown to pick
pretty good
ratio. It's pretty good. Yeah,
pretty good.
Yep.
A lot of reaction to T-Rack and the mascot change that the Titans have made. Notes it net on the YouTube chat says the new mascot's awesome. What was it before? Are we all waking up from mass hypnosis together?
As soon as I saw it turn into, I'm looking at it right now. That's a freaking beaver, dude. That's a beaver. It's or a beaver or a woodchuck. Like I don't understand why no one, now that it's like actually looks like a raccoon, it's like, okay. Meanwhile, like some of the reaction to this, well, someone on the text line showed us that they have T-Rack gear. They got shirts so you can get with the T-Rack face on it. So I'll be interested to see how that sells. But let me read this from our friend Andrew. Okay. I mean, like sometimes these people, like, calm down, everybody. He says, quote, the person who made this decision is clearly not a Titans fan. The constant need to gentrify the franchise is confusing. 4 years of losing and clown show behavior by people in positions of power are why people are dissatisfied, not the branding. Yeah. I mean,
this is the reaction to T-Rack being changed?
Yeah. It's like, calm down. I mean, like, probably not wrong. Like, people just want winning football. Sure. But I'm not opposed to, like, after decades of calling something a raccoon that was actually a beaver, correcting yourself.
I kind of like it. You know, the more I look at it, the more I kind of like it. It looks like an actual raccoon. We're stepping into a new era of Titans football. We got new jerseys this year. Got a new stadium coming next year, a new raccoon mascot. I mean, I can taste the Super Bowl championship already, boys. It's right around the corner.
We're changing mentalities around here.
That's right.
Exactly. Hey, I mean, the uniforms are sweet. Like, we can all.
Well, they are. Right? Surely this was like a tweak to get him in the new uni, right?
I would assume so. Yes.
It just kind of a coincidence. And they're like, hey, maybe we should actually make him look like a raccoon this time.
Yeah, I've got it. In fact, PK, if you're listening, I mean, I'm sorry, man. I need the oral history of like how T-Rack was actually a beaver for decades.
This better be, PK talks about all the analysis he gives all the time, which he does. This better be the next thing coming at paulkuharski.com.
Now I got JD saying, Joe, have you ever seen a beaver? It looks nothing like a beaver. It looks more like a beaver than a raccoon. A woodchuck? Tell me what is the animal that the previous T-Rack most looks like?
I can't get fox out of my head because now people are creating this halftime show where Amy Adams Strunk is chasing the fox.
I mean, I want it to look more like a fox, but I think it looks more like a woodchuck or a beaver. I don't know.
Now I'm looking up on the TV, and the Broncos mascot is in studio at ESPN. There's a bunch of mascot stuff going on today.
Miles the Bronco, apparently.
Yeah. What's happening around here? Did T-Rack get an invite?
I don't know. Is this like, are more teams doing the mascot thing?
I feel like mascots were kind of dying for a little bit, and now I'm seeing them everywhere. It's a revitalization of the mascot.
As someone who, at a Sounds game 10 years ago, put on one of those. I think I was Reba McEntire, one of those mascot uniforms.
You did the race?
I did the race. I can tell you that, like, anyone who wears those things all day long deserves some kind of a Purple Heart. Okay. Like the stench alone. I mean, like, really, like, you are really asking a lot of people.
Did you win?
I wrote a column about it in the Tennessean, man. I think it was like preordained that I lose. I think that's right. I think I lost.
Okay.
I wrote it's a great. You can.
So the races aren't legit. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
It's like WWE.
Yeah, it's like because on the sound, now maybe it's changed. It was 10 years ago, but at that time it was like, because they already had all the stuff on the screen ready to celebrate the winner. So it was like, basically, like, so you are not winning today. So I'm sorry if I'm giving up that secret. Again, maybe it's different. Maybe it's legit I don't know. I just know what happened 10 years ago. And I know that it stunk really bad. And it was a pretty new one.
If you can't
some
watch
of these things,
if you can't watch these races and see like the mustard bottle slowing down halfway through the race and not determine that the races are preordained, then that's kind of on you, right?
Yeah. Sorry to, this is like, it's like, you get people mad like with wrestling, like telling people wrestling's fake. Like, sorry, dude. Like, I'm sorry.
You seen the preview for the new VY doc that's coming out on Netflix?
Yes, and man, it just and obviously someone said we should have asked Jeff Fisher about it, but I assume he hasn't seen it. It's not out yet, but I did see a preview. Well, yeah, the preview I saw of it, there was someone, and I don't know who, but someone in his life, a woman who said, imagine you get to a job and your boss already hates you, and they show a picture of Jeff Fisher, and it's like, if this is going to be like, again, I wasn't there, but I know people I trust who were, and I, in no uncertain terms, have put his, lack of success, his failure on him. And if this is going to be some blame everybody else type thing, just because Jeff Fisher didn't want you in the draft process doesn't mean he hated you. He probably hated like that you didn't do the stuff you're supposed to do to be a great quarterback, would be my guess.
That'd probably be my guess.
I hope this is not this like hagiography, blame everybody else. It wasn't my fault type thing, but it looks like it might be.
I mean, I don't think Jeff Fisher was the one spending $12,000 at the TGI Fridays or whatever it was,
That is just an amazing,
great place though.
I mean, I need to see the receipt, the itemized receipt. This is 20 years ago too.
Cheesecake Factory reportedly cost VY $5,000 a week. Picked up massive tabs for his group. Cheesecake Factory.
Like,
what are you getting?
Like, there's a lot of restaurants. Like,
well, you got to remember, this was back then, Joe.
Yeah,
in 2005,
we've
2006,
developed
2007,
a lot more restaurants since then.
It's a lot different.
I promise you that Nashville had like good locally owned restaurant like in 20 years ago. Like, I mean, I could blow 5,000 a
Fridays
week at a lot of places, but
Fridays used to be the place now.
Those potato skins you get as the app. I would have loved.
I don't even think they have any of those open.
I don't think so either. I'd have loved to have gone to Cracker Barrel with VY. Let him pick up the tab a couple times. That'd been sick.
What about Ruby Tuesday? Pretty good salad bar.
Pretty good.
Not a good time for that.
Hey, I will say though, I'm
that's a good point.
I am interested to watch the doc. Interested to see that come out.
Yeah, I'm interested too. I'm going to be pre-cringing. Like I hope there's self-accountability involved in this thing.
That's going to do it for us today. Hope everybody has a fabulous weekend. We'll be back Monday morning. Next Man Up with Jake Lyman coming up next. You're listening to 102.5 The Game.